Thanks for stopping by at Twisted Art Designs. Today I'm going to show you my Forest Fairy junk journal, and it's going to be made from this kit. This was given to me by Jean. Thank you so much, Jean. Appreciate you. This kit is absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to show you how I created a fairy journal from this kit that you sent me. I'll have the link to this kit in the description box below, and I'm going to show you some ideas for how I'm going to create this beautiful journal. The first thing I did was to remove all the pages from that softcover book, and then folded the pages in half and laid them out how I want them to be. And this is how they're basically going to be in the book. So pretty, absolutely beautiful. And then I'm going to do probably a pamphlet stitch, but instead of making a soft cover journal, I think I might find a hardcover book or create one myself. And before I put the pages in, before I do my stitching, I'm going to use some decorative edging punches down the edges and make the edges really lacy and fancy first. For the cover of my journal, I used an old book, and I took the book block out. I removed it by cutting along the edges of it with an X-Acto knife and removed it. I built up the spine of the book because it was real soft, because it's material. I built up the spine with a piece of cardboard, and then I put a piece of this black Styvek tape that you can get in a hardware store down that whole, the whole spine of the book on the inside over the cardboard to make it really nice and sturdy. Then I covered it with a piece of scrapbook paper. I added pieces down this side from the kit, the fairy dust, that cute moth. And then this is a die cut image that I cut out, and I cut along the edge and glued this down. So that's going to make the cover for my signatures. I've got 3 signatures. I've folded the pages into 3 signatures. I did add some more paper myself. This was a paper that I like to use for journal making. I did fold some of the cards in half to make little card things that are going to be within the signatures, and I did some edging, and I did some punching of the top of some of the pages like that. So it just looks real pretty, and I've got my 3 signatures ready to go. And now I'm going to poke my holes in the signatures and in the book and just use a pamphlet stitch and put them into their hardcover. And then I can go on to decorate the rest of the book. So for the outside cover of the book, I had material. This was cotton material that I absolutely loved for a forest fairy type theme. So I used Mod Podge to put a piece down the front and a piece on the back to cover the book. On the spine of the book, where the strings were from doing the pamphlet stitch, I painted the spine with black gesso, and then I put this wide piece of black lace over the spine, and so it goes onto the front and onto the back. I love the look of the lace. It just really added to it, so that's really kind of a fun thing. And then I did tear this, so it's got frayed edges. The material was torn to fit into place, and then I just put on Mod Podge, and I didn't put any over the top. I only put it on the bottom, but I love the way it feels on the book. I had this rubber stamp. This is an All Night Media rubber stamp. Here's the number of it. If you're interested, 85BF, All Night Media. And this is probably about 10 years old, so you might not be able to find it. I don't know. You possibly could if you looked on eBay or somewhere. But this is a cute little fairy, and I just stamped it onto the front. So it's got a little fairy on the front. This piece is really fun. It came to me in some Happy Mail from Juliana in Canada about probably 9 or 10 years ago. It was a piece of jewelry. It was an earring, actually. And so it had the earring part, the post part up here, and I just tied some fibers through that part. But I loved that it looks kind of like leaves, and it's swirly and copper and this kind of brass color. And then this piece right here, these little pieces, are they cute or what? They actually came off of trim from a very, very old lamp. So It's beaded trim with glass leaves and little glass flowers, and I just stuck that behind it so that those little flowers kind of hang down, and it just makes it nice and forest looking. So I thought that was really a cute way to decorate the cover of this book. Up here at the top of the spine, I punched a hole with the small hole punch part of this with this crocodile, and I tied fibers around this bottle. This is a really cute, fun little glass bottle that I filled with some glitter and a piece of paper that says pixie dust. And I tied the fibers around. I made sure to really glue the cork in well, so it's got a bottle of pixie dust hanging off the back of the book. And of course, that's fairy pixie dust, which is very magical. So that's how I went about decorating the cover of the hardcover book. Now let me show you some of the things that I did on the inside. So I showed you this. This is the inside that was scrapbook paper, and then a piece from that kit. Here's the first page from the kit that I received, and I just used a border punch to create that lacy edge. This is a fairy I created using one of the Julie Nutting paper dolls, and I used book text and butterflies and things, and then added wings. The face I drew just on a piece of cardstock. I added some flowers to her, so that is my original face. I tied a little ribbon on her hair and then glued her into place, drew some grass and did some dots on the page, and it just made a really, really cute fairy in the book. And then throughout the book, these are just pages for writing that I will be journaling on. This is a book that I am going to keep. I normally don't keep the journals that I make, but I give them as gifts or I list them for sale in the Etsy shop. But this one is probably the most favorite journal I've ever made. So this one is going to be close to my heart, and I'm going to keep it myself. So I'm going to do a lot of journaling and writing in it. I'm probably going to write poems. I'm going to maybe write lyrics to some songs that I like, maybe some happy sayings, things like that. That kind of journaling is probably what I will put in this book. Here's a little pocket that was in that kit, and I stitched around. I had printed it out on heavy duty cardstock, and I stitched around it. This I scanned from the kit and printed it onto heavier paper than what the kit comes with. And then I stitched it with embroidery floss and a needle, and then glued it down and created a fun little pocket for sticking things like tags. And here's a cute tag with making a wish, and papers to write on, things like that, that I can journal on and do things on. So I love that cute little pocket. So that's the other thing. With the kit, instead of just using the pieces right out of the kit, and then you don't have them any longer, if you have a scanner printer, I have a really inexpensive Canon scanner printer. If you put it on the flatbed scanner and scan the pages, you can print them out on regular copy paper or cardstock, and then use them in other places throughout the book, addition to the actual pages as they are. So it's just a way to extend it, or even be able to use it again in another journal. So this one I just punched holes along the edge. And this one, this was a card that was actually, this was on the cover, so it's really shiny. And I just put some paper on the back with some pretty butterflies, made a cute border down here. And it's a place where I can journal as well. These cute little stickers, this is a pixie dust bottle with glitter in it. And I did put some, I glued some embroidery floss up here and a little pixie dust tag. So that's a cute little jar of pixie dust that I've stuck to this pocket, and the pocket has a tag that I created, and it has journaling on the back. I punched at the top of the page. I made some little clusters of things and used a cute little clip here to add the cluster. It's got lots of great places for journaling. I used that rubber stamp to stamp some fairies where there were blank spaces. These are in the kit, the little tags. I added some fibers. These actually were frayed edges off the cover of the book. More journaling. That kit is just fabulous. That was on my Amazon wish list for about 2 years. I had found it on Amazon, thought it was really cute. I just don't have extra money to spend on things like that for myself, so I had put it in my Amazon wish list, forgot all about it, and a viewer named Jean sent it to me by surprise. I absolutely just was so blown away, and it is just, it's stunning. It is so much prettier than I ever even would have imagined by looking at the pictures on Amazon. So on this edge, I did some more punching. This is a cute little page with fairies. Another pocket. There's lots of cute pockets in that kit. I stuffed it full of things from the kit and other things that I had, journaling things. I'm going to add more to this book too, so there's going to be dragonflies and other things in it too. As I work in it and play in it, it'll just get filled with great things. This is my Teacup Fairy. I did a video on this. This is a paper doll kit that's available in the Etsy shop. I'll have a link in the description box below, and there's a video on how I created her. So there's the Teacup Fairy, and I put her in this journal. There's some doily and some more cute things clipped with another clip. I love the pages and the images. Here's a Teacup Fairy that was in the journal kit itself. She's adorable. That's a cute Teacup Fairy. I like Teacup Fairies. So here's just lots of journaling pages. Here's a little piece of material again used on a tag. More stamping. These are the pretty pages that come with the book. This was again a sheet from the cover showing some of the images that the book has, and instead of wasting it, I sewed it into my signature and then I glued it down and made a side pocket for sticking things. So here's a side pocket with some tags and some papers. There's another pocket. I did that, just die cut a cute little border to put on there. Here's another piece. This is another really cute piece that I created into a pocket. It was already just stitched, but it's flat paper. They made it look like a stitched pocket. I love that. Look at this beautiful page. Are those pages yummy or what? That kit is just so divine. This is a beautiful page, and I've got to thank my friend Mimi. She sends me happy mail from time to time. She had this collage sheet that she had purchased, and she never used it, so she sent it on to me so that it would get used, and I've been kind of holding on to it until I found just the right thing to use it for. And I thought that her beautiful face looked like a fairy. So what I did, it's collage paper. Normally you put that down with matte gel medium or Mod Podge. So it's thin collage paper that when I flip, I'm going to be able to write behind it. But I glued it down only on this side. So I just folded it right here in the gutter and glued this part down to attach it. And then I used colored pencil to add some color to her lips, her eyes, add some interest to it. But then I also added all these cute little flowers that I had from scrapbooking, Jolie little flowers and leaves, and made her into a little forest fairy. I think that is so pretty. So thank you, Mimi. This is how I ended up using your beautiful collage sheet. And I love this, where I'm going to be able to write behind her, and it'll be kind of a hidden page. Love it. And let's see. So this is another just cute little tag or piece of paper that I put down that you can flip up and write on. A punched out border from die cuts. This is another piece from the cover of the book, so it's really shiny and thick. But I glued it this way so I could make a long pocket, and then this is from the cover too. It had the pixie dust on it, so I just used little collage images, some Nouveau drops, some cute little things to layer it, flowers and whatnot, and made it into a really fun bookmark. So this bookmark goes into this long pocket, and the bookmark was made out of the cover of the book. Here is a cute sunflower fairy. I did that with just wings and clip art and stick-on 3D stickers and things, and layered her to make this cute little sunflower fairy. And then over here I used stickers. I drew the leaves and used colored pencil and watercolors to create the leaves for the sunflower page. I love that little sunflower fairy. And I used Spectrum Noir glitter ink to make her hair shimmer. So she's got shimmery hair. Super cute. And then here's another cute border. When it lays flat, you can see it really well. I love that image. Some more journaling places. This one I used, see if you can see that. That's a dried leaf skeleton that I glued down to the page. And then some dried leaves from a fern. And then I used a wax seal with a tree of life right in the middle. This I did weaving. I did paper weaving, cutting it into strips, wove it back and forth, added the little pieces from the kit, and it just made a cute little spot in the book. This is another one of the fairies from my Teacup Fairy and Friend paper doll kit. So the link will be in the description box if you want to make this fairy. And there's a video on how I made her. So she's movable and super cute on the mushroom. Love it. Made an adorable, adorable little fairy in my journal. Love it. So fun. I love stuff like that in journals. So there's lots of border punching. I do a lot of that just to make it fancy. Here's a pocket with some ephemera. I made a tag out of this with journaling on the back. I put an eyelet in that so that it could have the fibers on the eyelet. This is a pocket. It needs some tags and things, and those things will be added as I journal and add to the book. Love these pages. So that kit is just so nice. If you love fairies, this is another side pull pocket from the other piece of the cover that I glued down that way. If you love fairies, this is a really, look at this. I mean, the pages are just so beautiful. It's a beautiful journal kit. Super, super impressed. I love it. Here's a cute little tag. I did another wax seal with a tree of life, and this time I put a little piece of a rose, a little doily that I cut out from a die cut. I sewed on a little piece of lace. This is a video I did, oh gosh, probably about 6 years ago on taking a magazine image, and you just really crumple it, and just keep rolling it, crushing it, rolling it, crushing it. Then you smooth it back out and glue it down, and you get this really marbled, textured image. So you can go into any magazine, like a Better Homes and Gardens, find a piece of floral something, and tear it out, cut it out, and just crunch it, and then use your brayer maybe and smooth it down, and then glue it down to something, and just look at how beautiful that is. It comes out so pretty. Super fun to do that. And here's the back page. So that is my Forest Fairy journal. So thank you again, Jean, so much for sending me that kit from my Amazon wish list, and I hope me showing my book will give you guys some ideas on what to do and how to make one if you were interested in making one, and that you have some fun. And of course, make some fairies, some paper doll fairies, and add them to your journal, because they just bring it so much interest and fun to the book. So thanks for stopping by. Go make some art today, because art soothes the heart. And I just want to say thank you. I appreciate all my followers and subscribers for cheering me on and supporting me. So bless you all and have a great day.